Cleopatra VII, Philopator, was the last queen of Hellenistic Egypt from the Macedonian Ptolemaic dynasty. Her name has become synonymous with the femme fatale, political intrigue, and tragic love. However, behind the myths lies the image of an educated ruler and a tough pragmatist who fought to the very end for her state's independence from Rome. Early years and the struggle for the throne. Cleopatra was born in 69 BC in Alexandria. It is important to understand that ethnically she was not Egyptian. Her dynasty descended from Ptolemy I, a general of Alexander the Great. The Ptolemies preserved Greek culture and language, often intermarrying within the family to maintain blood purity. At age 18, after the death of her father, Ptolemy XII, she ascended the throne. According to tradition, she formally married her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. However, the young king and his advisors quickly pushed his ambitious sister away from power, and Cleopatra had to flee to Syria, where she began raising an army of mercenaries. Alliance with Caesar. The fate of Egypt was decided when Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria, pursuing his enemy Pompey. Ptolemy XIII made a mistake by killing Pompey, which angered Caesar. Cleopatra seized the moment. Legend has it that she sneaked into the palace to Caesar wrapped in a carpet or a laundry sack, which her servant carried in. This bold act impressed the Roman general. The 52-year-old Caesar and the 21-year-old Cleopatra became lovers and political allies. Roman legions helped Cleopatra defeat her brother's forces and regain the throne. From this union, a son, Ptolemy XV Caesarion, was born. Cleopatra lived for some time in Rome at Caesar's villa, causing scandals among Republicans with her oriental luxury. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, she returned to Egypt, realizing her life was in danger. Mark Antony and the fall of Egypt. In the ensuing civil war in Rome, Cleopatra supported the triumvirate, which included Mark Antony. Their meeting in Tarsus was orchestrated by Cleopatra as a grand spectacle. She arrived on a gilded ship in the guise of the goddess Aphrodite. Antony, who loved luxury and women, was captivated. Their romance lasted more than 10 years and was not only a story of passion, but also a political alliance. Antony needed Egyptian money for his wars, and Cleopatra needed protection from Rome. They had 3 children. However, Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus, was gaining strength in Rome. He used Antony's connection with the Egyptian harlot for propaganda, accusing him of betraying Roman interests. War became inevitable. In 31 BC, at the naval Battle of Actium, the fleet of Antony and Cleopatra suffered a crushing defeat. The lovers fled to Alexandria. A year later, when Octavian's troops approached the city, Antony, having received false news of Cleopatra's death, stabbed himself with his sword. Cleopatra, realizing that Octavian intended to parade her in chains during his triumph in Rome, preferred death to dishonor. She committed suicide on August 12, 30 BC. With her death, the Hellenistic era ended, and Egypt became a Roman province. Interesting facts about Cleopatra. She was not a classic beauty. Coins with her profile depict a woman with a hooked nose and a prominent chin. Ancient historians, including Plutarch, wrote that her beauty was not the kind that strikes you at first sight, but her charm, intellect, and sweet voice were irresistible. Polyglot and intellectual. Unlike her predecessors, Cleopatra was the first of the Ptolemaic dynasty to learn the Egyptian language. Furthermore, she spoke Greek, Aramaic, Ethiopian, Persian, Hebrew, and the Berber language. She studied philosophy, astronomy, and mathematics. Death by snake is likely a myth. The most popular version states that she died from the bite of an asp, cobra, smuggled in a basket of figs. However, modern toxicologists doubt this. A cobra bite is not always fatal and causes agonizing, prolonged suffering. It is more likely that Cleopatra took a pre-prepared poison, possibly a mixture of opium and hemlock, which ensured a quick and painless death. The pearl bet. There is a legend that Cleopatra bet Antony that she could host the most expensive dinner in history. During the feast, she removed one of her priceless pearl earrings, dissolved it in a glass of vinegar, and drank it. Although vinegar does indeed dissolve calcium carbonate, dissolving a large pearl would take a long time. So this is likely a beautiful fabrication. Dear friend, be sure to subscribe and you won't miss interesting stories. Stay with us.